the dragon used to sleep. Glorious gold glimmers in our home of old. Dark as the night, where the day has lost its light, when the hammer falls. When the hammer falls and it sounds through the halls, when the hammer falls, freeing treasures from the walls, when the hammer strikes and the kingdom comes to life, when the hammer pounds like the thunder underground, when the hammer falls, when the hammer falls. Of legend and myth to sword performs. When the hammer falls, forging weapons for all. When the hammer falls, songs of battle fill the halls. When the hammer flies, lines of armored dwarves arise. With the hammer's roar, we go marching off to war. When the hammer falls, when the hammer falls. Came to our land, and we fought them hand to hand. Sweat and blood turned their ground to mud. Dwarf and orc in strife sought to vanquish every night. When the hammer falls, when the hammer falls, back our enemy crawls. When the hammer quakes, orcish cowards bones will break. When the hammer cracks and it beats their armies back. When the hammer's boom sends the monsters to their doom. When the hammer
Fire! And yes, I'm still a hard man! Woo! And yes, I'm still a hard man! Hard man time! Alright, so this is Forge Gang Radio signing in. I repeat, this is Forge Gang Radio signing in with a hard, striking blow to the Council of Evil. Alright, so
such that Shaggy would be insulated from good advice from someone like Earjuice or someone like me, or
it looks like, woo-hoo! It's the Warlord time, bitches. Sup, homies? Let's go! So it's escalated. The situation is escalated. There is a faggot. There is a fur fag by the name of Axel that is manipulating and using Shaxel. You know, it used to be esoteric shaggyism, and now it's esoteric Shaxelism. But Axel is rubbing and massaging Mormon Shaggy's prostate. So, apparently I'm toxic. Oh no! The Forge is toxic. It's too toxic and hard to be online. So he's got to call my probation officer. Or, wait! Could it be that Axel is using Shaxel as a scapegoat? Could it be that the Shagster is being used as a scapegoat for their own designs? And that it's all a bunch of BS. But now it is Mormon Goofy. Mormon Goofy, Mormon Shaxel. What more do you need me to say? So yeah, that's basically really the gist of it. Look at that, dude. This is so fucking gay.
Out, and I know that's...
Look at this. This guy has a sexual fetish for animals. This guy has a sexual fetish for beasts and for animals and bestiality. Like, this Axel guy, he wishes he was an animal. And, oh, Warhammer is toxic. Warhammer is so freaking toxic. Come on, load up. Look at this shit, dude. Axel took over Shaggy's channel. This is so fucking gay. This is some fucking gay shit right here. So it looks like Grossly filed a copyright on DJ Axel or something.
Welcome to the cancer...
Welcome to the Retard Hour with DJ Axel. Ooh. The loser. Ooh. You're a major embarrassment to yourself and to society. This is what they show at the start of the stream. This is so gay. They have animals running. There it is. Look at this. He wants to be a dog. Or he wants to be an animal. And he's using Mormon Shaggy for his own business because...
I would have gay sex with him right now. Proof is in the pudding.
What a fag.
The proof is in the pudding, guys.
Yeah, you're a fag. That's what's in the pudding. The
Holds
proof in the
above
pudding is that you
Look at all the
got
hearts. Oh,
Shaggy's
he
got
hesitated.
Axel's
Master
dick up his
Jaeger
butthole.
reveals that Wilbur Shaggy actually hesitated. He was thinking about it. He was considering it, dude. He considered kissing me on the lips.
That is so sick. This is stupid and
Sharing a
gay.
sleeping bag.
I have no idea what to say to that.
I know what to say to that. Sexy. Oh. No, I think we're gonna. I'm done. Very fun. We've been goofing around, exposing hypocrites,
You're a
kissing men on
retard.
the lips, admiring muscular male body.
Look at this. So they call my channel toxic, bro. They call my fucking shit toxic. Those animals got raped in the ass by Axel. They did, bro. It's horrible. Why are these people online? Why is these mentally ill people allowed online? Shaggy bullied on his own channel. Dude, this is really gay. Oh look, they're gonna end the stream because I started streaming now. And so they're gonna end the stream. These people are freaks, dude. Dude, I am fighting a war on
I
behalf
think he's just a schizotypical weirdo.
of all autistic people against this hateful
Well, the next
group.
time we stream together, Shaggy, he's probably gonna stream snipe us again, and he's gonna desperately claw for victory, and everyone's just gonna dab on him. because he's an idiot and he's a repressed homosexual. So that's what it is. All right, guys.
Hold on. Was he sniping us, or did we accidentally go over his time slot? I think he was planning to do something or something.
No, no. His stream.
Okay, so they're talking about drunken surfer, I guess. I don't know. So anyways, what's going on is Shaggy is being manipulated by Axel. And earlier they were playing a clip of the audio that I played on my last stream in regards to the breakup between Shaggy and Axel is going to be a fun one, Alistair Mycroft. We'll see where it goes. But that's something that is yet to happen. Stefani 2013 says, "Let's go! Forge gang! Forge gang!" But yeah, Axel purposefully played the audio clip of the guy that basically called in with the robo voice to try to swat Shaggy, or the SWAT call audio. And he actually allowed Axel to reveal his address and full name on his own stream. So Axel actually doxed Mormon Shaggy on his own stream. And that just shows that Shaggy is being manipulated. Shaggy is literally being manipulated by Axel to do something illegal that will get him into trouble. And then at the same time, they're trying to incriminate me. So they're trying to turn me on Shaggy, but it's complete bullshit because Axel wants to ruin Shaggy's life. He wants to ruin my life and Shaggy's life because that's what he does. He's going to destroy Shaggy's channel. Why would a real man allow something like this to play? I'm chewing on a mint. Why would a real man... Dude. Let me try to skip. But listen to this. They say that my channel is toxic. They say that I'm toxic. And that I'm a really bad dude. Well, you know, I would just say that I'm a base dude. And you can't stand my viewpoints. You can't handle my viewpoints. Come on. Look at this, dude. Now it's Mormon Shaxel, bro. Oh, there's some pictures of me, bro. Aw, he got some pictures of me. Aw. He must really have me on his mind 24/7. Here we go.
All the information on Warhammer and send it to your gracious hosts, DJ Axel and Mormon Shaggy. If you give us Warhammer's phone number, his home phone number, his family's phone number, we will not hesitate to give them a quick little call, and we will ask them if they're okay with them doing this. Oh yes, we are willing to go that low. That's right, Shaggy. And I feel pretty good about that. I think Chad should feel good about that.
So do I, Axel.
That's right. That's right. I'll increase your volume to 200%, so you're louder than everyone else. There you go. Try to speak. Speak with your new words. Speak with your voice of gods.
I want to play the clip. Dude, I want to save that clip where they say I'm toxic. Where they say that my streams are toxic and they have a safe space. They're trying to turn Shaggy's channel into a safe space and they say I'm toxic. Dude, I want to play that so badly. Because that is such a cope. That is such a cope. They say that at the beginning of the stream. It is such a freaking cope. They say that. This whole thing is...
It's in America, you stupid... Fuck. I'm not even kidding. Of course, he deleted the stream immediately because he realized how stupid he was.
Yeah, you do realize that I was baiting you into doing a response, you retard. You stupid retard. I was baiting you, you idiot. Why would I want to call the Norwegian embassy? Think about it. Why would I actually call the Norwegian embassy when it's closed until 9 a.m. tomorrow and they're not going to do anything anyways? Because I knew that you would get a reaction. You would do a reaction to it because of how butthurt you are.
But here it is. Calling the Norwegian embassy.
Like,
on the Pamperture leaks. That embassy is in America, you idiot. That's what it means, stupid. You fucking idiot. The Norwegian embassy is in America, you...
Yeah, I baited you into doing a reaction, and you did a reaction. You took the bait.
Fucking retard. You're so stupid.
No, you are.
Fuck.
Hey, you're the one saying
Anyway.
I'm toxic.
Guys, that's why we decided to do the stream today. Because Warhammer did not learn his lesson the last time. He did not learn his lesson, and we are here to teach him. We're here to protect the audience.
You're a faggot. You're a butthurt faggot, and you got a dildo up your ass.
From toxic people like Warhammer. We are
Toxic
protectors.
people like Warhammer.
And that's why I challenge you, audience. I challenge you to find all the information on Warhammer and send it to your gracious hosts, DJ Axel and Mormon Shaggy. If you give us Warhammer's phone number, his home phone number, his family's phone number, we will not hesitate to give them a quick little call. And we will ask them if they're okay with them doing this. Oh yes, we are willing to go that low. That's right, Shaggy. And I feel pretty good at...
You fear the Forge, bro. You fear the Forge. So I didn't know that I was so toxic.
about that. I think Chad should feel good about that. That's right. I'll increase your volume to 200%, so you're louder than everyone else. There you go.
This is just one big cope. This is one big fucking cope. You know what that is, bro? It's a big fucking cope. You fucking bitch. Yeah, it's bait. Similar to Axel trying to ignore the call was posted on lolcows. Just like all the other robo calls. Yeah, oh, by the way, we seriously, strongly believe that it was DJ Axel that was the one that tried to swat Shaggy. Simply just to try to get him to blame it on me. We don't exactly have enough proof, but we do have some proof. So yeah, what an ass clown. Oh, and they ended the stream because I started stream. No, not yet. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. Alright. But yeah, this is a righteous war for Anglo Saxon liberty and freedom against real stupid people. Stupid totalitarianists that want to destroy freedom and liberty and the rights of we the people. They want to do censorship on we the people. They want to incur against the liberties of America and the freedoms of American citizens to push their lies and their nonsensical arguments, which are complete straw man BS. Because it's current year. It's current year. And what is current year? It is Clown World, baby. This is clown world. It's clown world, man. Because they be living in clown world and shit, bro. Hold on a second. I'm opening these up. I'm opening up some DMs right fast. But yeah, this is pretty gay. He is so toxic. He is toxic. Oh, I'm so butthurt and gay. I want to fuck a horse. I have a horse fucking fetish because I'm Axel. I'm Axel and I take everything out of context because Axel is a fag. Butthurt fag. Butthurt faggot. Alright, I got it here. Are with me. Alright, let's see here. I want to show you guys all of this shit. Okay. DJ Axel, cool, Mormon Shaggy. Let's call this probation officer again today. At everyone, calling Warhammer's probation officer in Mickey Biz, DC. Toxic Angel, make sure you record and upload it, cause that's grade A shit. Mormon Shaggy, we are going to do it live, cause fuck it, nothing to lose. Toxic Angel win. Calling Warhammer's probation officer Monkey Biz / gay sex. Calling Warhammer's probation officer to report his criminal. Cool, that Mormon Shaggy. Let's see here. When, Toxic Angel says, when Warhammer is the only person with a motive to swat Shaggy. So it's silly this buck-broken cuckold schizo is claiming it's someone from Hungary. I never made that claim. Anyone can tell, anyone can use TTS. It's not magic. IMAO. So very true. That's very true. Yeah, because you did it yourself, you fucking queer. You're a fucking fag and a queer. Okay, DJ Axel. He was bragging on Twitter about having members of the council in his Discord server, so I figured he'd want me there. King of Pole, at DJ Axel, LOL, you tried swatting Warhammer, pussy, faggot, pedo? I didn't, but I hear pedo. I'm hearing it now, you're a faggot. LMAO, whatever you say, king of pedophiles. Axel, did you swat Shaggy too, swatting faggot? And then DJ Axel says, calm down, boy. I'm not you, Axel. Vadar's coming for you, pedo swatter. Was not someone with the last name Doohan convicted of having massive amounts of child porn on their hard drive? Was that you? Oh, wait, I remember now. It was your father. Never mind. Was this before or after Pamper Chew and you tried to fuck kids? Regards. Sheesh. Talk. Well, I'm worried that someone who is around children has a convicted pedophile father. It really does bother me. It's brave of you to even bring up that word considering your history. TikTok, Brian, the walls are closing down. The protectors have their magnifying glass pointed at you. Cope, Axel, you swatting pedo. Keep it up, and Vader will send that Pamper Chew audio to your family next. If the police haven't talked to them first. Really? You want to take this IRL? You mean Vader? We'll see what the government thinks of your pedo history and the fact that you hang around children then. Hold on a second. I mean, it's your words, Axel. You're the one discussing raping and making CP with children with Pamper Chew. You drag it into IRL, so will I, retard. Do you deny audio you made? I'll call your mom and ask her about your childhood. Hello, was Brian ever raped by his pedophile father? Axel, you don't scare me with your paper tiger threats. Does your family know what you do online or around kids? LOL, ring ring. Go for it, and I'll have you in jail and homeless in 48 hours, Axel. Be careful what you do, pedophile. Hey man, don't threaten me with IRL, and I won't threaten you with IRL. Simple as. Swatting pedophile talking shit. News at 11. Vader sends his regards. Axel, take care. Right, if you do any bullshit, I will literally call your entire family and tell them you're a pedophile. Deal? Good, have fun. Warhammer is the only... Oh, I already read that. Alright. Yeah, so that's it. I already tried to get Axel arrested, but they told me he was the Jarl of Whiterun. Please send... You're going to be good content. And everyone, please send me all the information you have on Brian Dune, and I will set up a VC calling his entire family. I will do this if Brian does anything, which the pussy probably won't. I'll set up an event and tag everyone if the time comes. So yeah, that's some of the things that DJ Axel didn't want y'all to know about. The real prelate, imagine being so gay to say that on stream. What the frick? This is hot stuff. Genuine vile fucks. You guys are scum. Alistair Mycroft, I'd rather hang out with a serial rapist than do the shit you guys are doing. You're running a retarded man's life by egging him into doing illegal shit. How proud of yourself are you? Just give Axel Winhammer's phone number and hell, baby, sit your kids free. Free babysitting. Well, when you stop defending Axel the Chomo. Yeah, dude, Axel is just a freaking Chomo. Just based on how it was handled, Sharms are likely to do something like this. No, Mickey has a reason to set you up, Warhammer. Yeah, that's the entire point. Monkey Biz is trying to set up and scapegoat Shaggy and myself into both getting into trouble. He literally wants to ruin Mormon, Shaggy, and my life, our lives, both of our lives, for his own pleasure. He's a sick piece of shit. Really, this is all about freaking Axel. But yeah, bro, we need to expose DJ Fagsel. We got to expose faggot-ass DJ Axel and his bestiality chomo fetishes, bro. It's got to be exposed. Got to come out of the works, and we got to expose this scumbag. Because that's what he is a freaking psychopath. But yeah. Oh well. Yeah, you're just trying to basically deflect away. Axel is here trying to deflect away. I'm going to put him in timeout. I think Axel wishes he was black. Messed up that tarded people like Shaggy are getting manipulated. Yeah, Mormon Shaggy is the real retard in the sense that he's just being manipulated, bro. Axel reads cow as well, so he knows the call was posted and the script that was used. Shaggy and Axel fear Westminster Oxford style of debate. Man, these people are really gay, bro. Cope harder at Dead and Furious. Yeah, dude, Mormon Shaggy is just being used by DJ Axel for his own
and proclaiming the
malignant
good news
purposes.
of the world tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, Herbert W. Armstrong.
Why is it we do not know where we are? Our identity is lost while other people can trace their ancestry and their roots all the way back. Well, I'm going to give you the answer. Because our roots can be traced and we can come to know who we are, and I'm prepared to reveal that truth to you. Now, the Jews are pretty well recognized for who they are because of their recognition and continued recognition of the seventh-day Sabbath. It's known in so many quarters even as the Jewish Sabbath. Did you know that the first place in all of the Bible where the word Jews is mentioned is in the Bible in 2 Kings 6? We go back to some of the roots of Israel, and the first place where the name Jew is mentioned is in this particular scripture. I'll quote it. Then Rezin, king of Syria, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, the king of Israel, came to Jerusalem to war, and they besieged Ahaz, who was the king in Jerusalem, but they could not overcome him. At that time, Rezin, the king of Syria, now allied with Israel, recovered Elath to Syria and drove the Jews from Elath. Now there's the first place the Jews are mentioned, and they're at war with the ally of Israel. Israel is there allied with Syria. And Israel's ally drove the Jews from Elath. And the Syrians came to Elath and dwelt there unto this day, as you read in 2 Kings 16:6. The first place where Jews are mentioned, they were at war against Israel. Now, can you imagine that? Are Israel? But the truth is, they are not. The Jews are not Israel at all. And it's time we get some of these identities straightened out. After King Solomon of Israel died, his son Rehoboam came to the throne. Solomon had taxed the people very greatly. As a matter of fact, he had overtaxed them. And he was living in greater and more the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations for a perpetual covenant. So it was a covenant, it was perpetual, never to end. Now incidentally, let me mention this is a covenant, and it is no part of the old covenant. It was made after the old covenant had been, well, we might say signed, sealed, and ratified, and ratified by blood, as you read back in the 23rd, 24th chapters of Exodus. And this is in Exodus 31. For in 6 days the Lord, or the Eternal, made heaven and earth, and in the 7th day he rested and was refreshed. Now, a sign is an identifying mark. A retail merchant hangs a sign out in front of his store. Oh, it might say Jones and Company Furniture. It tells and identifies who owns it. Jones owns it, Jones and Company. And what is it? It's a furniture store. or it might say drugs or whatever. And so it was made an everlasting covenant. It was no part of the old covenant, which was abolished at the cross. It was a separate covenant that was eternal and, as a matter of fact, continues on today, if you know who Israel is. Now, the main nation, Israel, had lost its identity, and the Jewish people from the tribe of Judah, Benjamin and Levi only remained. They were all that remained in the land of Palestine. 70 years later, to rebuild the temple, which had been destroyed by King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon, about 585 BC. But the nation of Judah retained their identity because they retained the seventh-day Sabbath, which was the sign that it kingdom of Judah remained in Judea, or the land surrounding Jerusalem. But Samaria, instead of the children of Israel. In other words, the people called Israel had been moved out of their land. Now they had dwelt in the land called Samaria. And only the kingdom of Judah remained in Judea, or the land surrounding Jerusalem. But Samaria was in northern Palestine, and they were all moved from their farms, from their cities, from their homes, over to the southern shores of the Caspian Sea, and placed them, that is, these Gentiles from Babylon and other cities over there, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel. And they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof. The King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon, about 585 BC. But the nation of Judah retained their identity because they retained the seventh-day Sabbath, which was the sign that identified them. It identified God because in 6 days God created the heavens and the earth, and it is only to God but to the world. Now, the Jews kept their Sabbath sign, and they today suppose that they are Israel because they keep the Sabbath. And yet they are only Judah and not Israel. And Israel was driven out and became lost. Now, they lost the Sabbath. They did not keep it. They had turned to the eighth day, or which became, of course, the first day of the next week, or Sunday. Moved west and northwest. They moved from the southern shores of the Caspian Sea, and by the time Judah was taken to Babylon, they had already moved, and now they had moved north and northwest. Now, the Assyrians had settled in the land that we call Germany today. And the Germans of today have their roots back in ancient Assyria. They don't know that, and they don't know who they are. The 10 tribes moved on into Western Europe and into the British Isles. And it's pretty well identified today that especially the northern French, the French people, are the descendants of the tribe of Reuben. That the British were the descendants of Joseph. And Joseph was really divided into two tribes, Ephraim and Manasseh. Now the British were quite a colonizing nation. They colonized all over the world, and that's a matter of history that gets down to our time. It's just recently that Britain has lost so many of her colonies. But she did possess India, she possessed most of Africa, she possessed countries all over the world. And she finally grew rich in that way. She was a colonizing people, and the Bible says she was to lose her first colony. The first colony of England migrated to the United States and are identified, if you will study it closely and with many, many texts and passages in different places in the Bible, as the descendants of the tribe of Manasseh, one of the 12 tribes of ancient Israel, and part of the 10 lost tribes that lost their identity and don't even know that they are Israel, and think they're Gentiles, and the world thinks so, and the world doesn't know where their roots or where they came from, because they became lost. They lost their language. Now we find today they're speaking the English language. Of course, the English language didn't exist back 700 years before Christ. And the Assyrians had settled in Germany. All that is a remarkable thing in giving us the roots or the history of our own people, where we came from, who we are, and we can trace our identity all the way, just like other nations can, back to the first created human being, Adam, and his wife God made from him, for him, called Eve. And all humanity has come from them. And we can have our identity back that far. Now, I have written a book which through many years now has gone out to, well, I was going to say millions of people. I don't just recall how many million. I don't.
Program 8221, The World Tomorrow with Herbert W. Armstrong. The date, August 11th, 1982. Ambassador Television Production, Media Services for the Worldwide Church of God. Copyright 1982.
Is there life after death? Departed ones passed away into heaven or hell or someplace like that? Let's blow the dust off our Bibles and begin to see what God reveals and what is true, and not just the traditions of men who don't know a thing they're talking about and have no proof whatsoever.
The World Tomorrow. The Worldwide Church of God presents The World Tomorrow with Herbert W. Armstrong. Ladies and gentlemen, Herbert W. Armstrong.
Those who have died in your family or among your friends, where are they now? Are they dead, or have they just passed away to some other place or some other life? You know, the subject of life and death is the most important of all questions, and yet it is the least thought about and the least studied, and perhaps the one that people know the least about. Now, the most certain thing is...
Sorry, Cooper hated Christian identity because they would mail him about marrying an Asian and having mixed offspring or kids. Yeah, Bill Cooper actually, back in the 90s on Ghost of Niccolo, Bill Cooper actually did an entire radio program about Christian identity. Who are you coming after and for what? Now that Axel made it a spectacle like he has, and threatened Anon, people going at Shaggy, he has cemented those people to start or continue to do some shit things to Shaggy without getting blamed. If he is Shaggy's friend, he's an idiot. Idiot or malicious are only choices, really. Epic Covenant, Christ won, Jews lost. Tribe of Dan are the Dans.
In life is death. All who have ever lived, except those still alive and living today, have died. Millions, hundreds of millions, even billions have lived and died. Or have they just passed on? And if so, where did they pass on to? Where are they now? Now, there are two general schools of thought on this question that are prevalent in the world. One is that of atheists. They believe that when you die, you are dead. Death ends all. You are just as if you had never been. You have come, you have lived a life with perhaps a lot of pain and sorrow and suffering, discontent, unhappiness. You've witnessed all of the evils in this world. Maybe it's been a very unhappy life. And then there are the various religious ideas from the various religions who accept the pagan doctrine of the immortality of the soul. That is, that every human is an immortal soul or has an immortal soul, and various ideas of how and where one continues at what we call death. In other words, they believe that he doesn't really die. Only the body dies. You are or have an immortal soul housed in a body of flesh. Now, of course, this body will die, but you don't, and you just pass on somewhere. But there is no possible source of knowledge unless it is in the Bible. Did you ever think of that? Now, science has discovered absolutely nothing that happens at the time or beyond death. Science can give you no scientific knowledge whatsoever on the question. You accept the revealed word of the Almighty living Creator God, or you just plead ignorance and say, I'm ignorant, I don't know. Neither atheists nor pagan religious ideas have any basis for real knowledge. You accept what God reveals, or you are ignorant, and you must admit you are ignorant. You just don't know. You lack the knowledge. Now, in the Bible, there is a very great man. He was considered the most righteous man, perhaps, who ever lived. And he wondered about that, and he asked a question. That's the man Job. Actually, he's the man who built the greatest building on this earth until just our lifetime now. And that was the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. And he asked the question, if a man die, shall he live again? Now that is the question. He asked, till my change come. Thou, God, shalt call, and I will answer thee. Thou wilt have a desire to the work of thine hands. In other words, he was the work of God's hands. God would call, and he would answer. Now that indicated he was going to live again. A piece of God's workmanship, as if God is the potter, and we are the clay, and we are his workmanship. In fact, other places in the Bible indicate and speak of God as being a potter, and we humans as being the clay, that he is fashioning and forming his way for his purpose. So, Job said he would live again. God would call and he would answer. Now, let's see what Jesus Christ himself revealed, and that is in John in the New Testament, the 5th chapter of John, verses 28 and 29. Jesus said, "Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming in the which all that are in the graves shall hear his voice." Now, Job said God would call and he would answer. Jesus said they will hear his voice, he will call, and shall come forth, they that have done good unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil unto the resurrection of judgment. In the King James translation, it is damnation, and that is incorrect. And many places in the Bible show a certain judgment, and a judgment that gives a great deal of hope, and the only hope for a great many people who have lived. Now, to understand, we need to know the truth about the present life. What is life? What kind of a life do we have? Why are we here? And what about this thing of death? And if there's going to be another life afterward, why? What is the purpose of it? And we shall answer and come forth out of the graves, or from whatever state. Well, we go back to Genesis 1. God had said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness," God's own form and shape and likeness. And so, in the second chapter, in verse 7, "And the eternal God formed man of the dust of the ground." That is what the Bible says we are. And the Bible is the Word of God. Now, you can prove that. I have proved it. You can prove it. Or you can ignore it and say I'm ignorant, just as you like. "And the eternal God formed man of the dust of the ground." That's what we're formed out of. That's what we're composed of. "And breathed into his nostrils the breath of life." The breath of life is breathed in and out of the nostrils of animals, just the same as us. We have the same kind of life as animals. We die the same kind of death as animals. "Breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man," the dust of the ground now, "became a living soul." The dust of the ground became a soul. I'd like to have you notice that 3 places in the first chapter of Genesis, animals are called souls. Now, actually, this was written by Moses a few thousand years ago, actually. And Moses wrote it in the Hebrew language. Now, it has been preserved in the Hebrew language, and also now it has been translated, and we have it in the English language. And the word soul is translated from the word that Moses used, which was nephesh. Now, that is a Hebrew word. And the Hebrew word, nephesh, was also used for animals. I want you to notice. Genesis 1, verse 20, God said, "Let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving."
Society of Saint Pius X. So, do y'all want to listen about what SSPX is here?
Credidimus Caritati. The motto of Archbishop Lefebvre was chosen out of the zeal for the glory of God and the salvation of souls. From the early days in Econ, Switzerland, to the growth and expansion across Africa, Asia, America, Europe,
Some people might find Catholicism a bit more traditional than Protestantism.
and beyond. The lifeblood of the Society of St. Pius X's mission has always been the Catholic priesthood. Each year, numerous priests join the ranks in the Society's apostolic mission, which aims to give souls the grace
Oh, come on.
they thirst for, through the traditional Latin Mass, the traditional sacraments, and even through the formation and education of the faithful. Founded by Archbishop Marcel Lefebvre, the Brothers of the Society of St. Pius X work to support this apostolic mission of the priests. The novitiate in the United States, called the Holy Angels Novitiate, has recently taken new roots in the spiritually fertile and historically formative grounds of St. Thomas Aquinas Seminary's former campus in Winona. The vocation of the Society Brother is both simplistic and sublime.
My name is Brother Benedict. I'm from Post Falls. I've been a brother for 17 years now.
My religious name is Brother Simon. Brother Mark.
Brother Rene of Mary.
My religious name is Brother Stanislaus.
Brother Boniface. I'm originally from Minnesota.
My name is Brother Marcel. I was born in South Africa, and I've been a brother 25 years.
Very few of our priories have brothers. Most people don't know what a brother is. And they look at our life as something surprising, shocking, maybe austere. And we're none of that. We're normal men.
We have brothers working and living in Phoenix, Arizona, in Dickinson, Texas, in Ridgefield, Connecticut, at the district house near Kansas City, Missouri, and of course at the seminary in Virginia, as well as some who work at the novitiate in Winona. The brothers' vocation, essentially as the Archbishop saw it, was a vocation to help the priest. They are dedicated to serving our Lord in the priest, and with a very close connection to the Mass. The brothers' habit is essentially a cassock, without the tails on the sash. The Archbishop probably wanted to keep them very similar so that they would be recognized as a society member. So they are involved in the apostolate with the priest. They both serve the church, they both serve God, they both are consecrated to God, but in a different way.
The vocation of the brother in the society is devotion to Christ's priesthood.
It is a consecration of self and dedicated to the priesthood of the Society of St. Pius X.
A collaborator with the priests for the salvation of souls and to glorify God.
It can be stated, but this time calls for this religious order in preservation for the priesthood and for the Mass. And that's what's most attacked nowadays.
Once a postulant completes his first year, he becomes a novice, taking on the habit of the brothers and making an external step that reflects the internal changes that take place during the first years of his formation. His habit mirrors that of the priestly cassock to show its corresponding but supporting role in the apostolate.
Two words that I would use to describe the brothers' vocation is consecration and sacrifice, stability and joyfulness,
generous and simple,
peaceful,
a challenge,
secure and fruitful.
Ora et labora. We pray first, and then we work, and our work is a prayer as well.
What it means to be religious is that God calls that person to a more perfect life, specifically through the vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience.
Most holy and most adorable Trinity, I give thee thanks for all thine innumerable benefits, which have prepared me for this day, on which I intend to make the gift of myself, by pronouncing the vows of religion, according to the statutes of the Brothers of the Priestly Society of St. Pius X. Lord Jesus, my Lord and my divine Master, in the graces of redemption acquired by thy sacrifice on the cross, which is renewed daily on our altars, wipe out all my faults and my negligences, so that charity may fill my soul on this day of my religious profession. O Mary, our Mother, help me to understand the grace of this gift as a cooperation with the sufferings of the divine priest, for the salvation of my soul and of all souls. Saint Joseph, St. Pius X, in all our holy patrons, intercede for me before the divine Master, so that I may persevere in the quest for perfection that these vows expressed.
I, John Aladdin, in religion, Brother Simon, before God and the church to take the vows of obedience, of poverty, and of chastity, according to the norms of law and of the statutes of the priestly society of St. Pius X for the duration of 1 year. The whole purpose of living those vows, quite simply and basically, is living for God, consecration to God, devotion to God.
The brothers of the society take the 3 vows of religion like any religious would: poverty, chastity, and obedience. The vow of poverty, for example, will free somebody from the concerns of material things. The vow of chastity is meant to free you from the concerns of the flesh and family life. The vow of obedience frees you essentially from your own will. The brothers of society are active, so they are involved in the apostolate with the priest.
Simon, in the way of the cross. Our Lord's carrying the cross and he needs the help. So they bring Simon of Cyrene and carry the cross with him to help him, to be underneath him, but to be there to support him so he can fulfill his mission, and that is, being on the cross. The priest has to be on the cross with our Lord, and so we're there to help him.
The religious life in itself is very peaceful because you have Christ as your anchor, and Christ doesn't change.
So the brother helps the priest in his apostolate by his example of living religious under the vows, by his prayer life.
It's in various material and spiritual sides. The spiritual side with the attendance to the office, serving of Mass, helping in the administration of the sacraments.
The Archbishop, when he was in Africa, had brothers who had helped construct schools in Africa, schools which have lasted to this day.
It's common that a brother has a particular skill or a trade that he learns. He maybe even goes to some classes or schooling for it, and then he uses that trade, which could be anything from woodworking to electrical to even agriculture, if that's going to help support a community in the future.
You can work as an accountant, you may be able to work as a teacher, work as a scholar director, a sacristan.
It can be driving the priest to his mission runs or sick call. It can be cooking, it could be maintenance work, teaching, woodworking, it could be anything.
You don't necessarily need to come with some kind of skill or some kind of trade or some kind of career before. The novitiate will give you a formation in some kind of professional trade or schooling for academics, if that's what your talent is from God.
They're God-given talents, and we all have them, whatever they might be. You use them in the religious life, not just for yourself, but you use them for the glory of God. Before I became a brother, I had just gotten my journeyman's license as an electrician, so obviously a lot of my work, especially my early work as a brother, gravitated towards that field.
My main line of work is the formation, a technical formation of brothers in artistic works, but I also work for the U.S. District on their projects, design work.
I'm at a school, so during the school hours of the day, then I teach 2 classes, and I prepare for those classes. And then outside of school hours, then I'm a house father to boarding boys.
I also have charge of the Archcount Fraternity of St. Stephen in the U.S. District. I also work with the Kansas City Scouts, the Boys Scout Group, Catholic Scout Group.
We built the doors for the seminary, all the exterior doors, and right now we just finished up building the ceiling for the library, and we're currently working on the bookcases for the library.
The material work that we do relates to fulfilling a spiritual calling. It doesn't matter what you're doing materially. Every brother is doing the will of God, and I think that sums up the vocation of a brother.
What drew me to the brothers was the fact that it was a very simple life.
And that it was possible to actually do.
You give everything to our Lord, so there's a great joy and a great peace that comes with it that can't be described to anybody in the world. Even people that live with the brothers, that work around the brothers, they don't know the peace and joy that comes with the life.
I think if someone's thinking of a vocation, then they should definitely try it out.
And I would encourage a man that is considered...
It's Catholic restorationism. Catholic or Christian restorationism It had its origins in Spain. In the 1960s, it had its origins in Spain.
A vocation to talk to a brother. Each of us has our own story, and they're pretty amazing. How our own vocations developed and fostered, and how we finally took that lead.
I would say if one is having cold feet about thinking about a brother's vocation, that's completely normal. Of course, when they're encountering something which...
So, they're like one of the very few orders, or novitiate orders that actually still do the traditional Latin Mass. And also, this is fucking retarded. What is this shit, dude? This is like out of the mind of a deranged animal fucking pedophile piece of shit, dude. What is this?
An unusual video that is circulating on YouTube and social networks.
Okay, so 3-4 is going to start his stream pretty soon, I think. It's going to be 30 minutes. I tell you what, do y'all want me to end the stream so, you know, we can go just all go watch 3-4 or what? Yeah, ask my community. Okay, I'll put up a poll. There y'all go. Okay, so that's a little bit about Armstrongism, which is actually closer to British Israelism than it is to Christian identity, and the Society of Pius X. Pope Pius X was the Pope
in this video
in the 30s and early 40s.
We're going to answer the question, what is the Society of St. Pius X? This question has been asked many times by many people over the course of the last 45 years. It's our goal to answer it today. The Society of St. Pius X is an international priestly society whose purpose is to train and support priests so that they may effectively spread the Catholic faith throughout the world. The Society of St. Pius X was founded in 1970 by Archbishop Marcel Lefebvre in the Diocese of Fribourg, Switzerland, adhering to all canonical norms, receiving the blessing and encouragement of the local bishop. This much like a missionary order, spreading the faith far and wide. This apostolate is today especially necessary considering the spread of atheism, agnosticism, and religious indifference. The Society of St. Pius X, to this end, seeks to draw souls closer to Christ, primarily through the holy sacrifice of the Mass, as well as through its preaching, its schools, its seminaries, and its spiritual retreat houses. All of this can be summed up in Archbishop Marcel Lefebvre's motto, "We have believed in charity," that is, in the love of Christ. The Society of St. Pius X was born in the Church at the start of a dramatic crisis following the new orientation given by the Second Vatican Council. In front of an increasing confusion, the Society of St. Pius X offers to simply remain faithful to what the Church has always done in the past: the Latin traditional Mass and sacraments, the traditional catechism, the morality of the Ten Commandments, the attachment to the Roman Pontiff as successor of Peter. As Archbishop Lefebvre appealed to Catholics, it is necessary that we undertake a crusade which is based precisely upon these notions of immutability, of sacrifice, in order to recreate Christianity, to reestablish a Christendom such as the Church desires, such as she has always done, with the same principles, the same sacrifice of the Mass, the same sacraments, the same catechism, the same Holy Scripture. We must recreate this Christendom. The future of the Church is in its tradition. For further understanding and insight on this question, we recommend to watch the DVD 40 Years of Fidelity, a history of the Society of St. Pius X, and to read books which can be found at angeluspress.org. Another great source we recommend is to read Most Asked Questions of the SSPX and The Best of Questions and Answers, also available at angeluspress.org. To learn more, go to sspx.org and subscribe to our email list.
Athanasius against the Arians, Discourse 1, Section 1 to 13, debunked. Vaco Maloney, debate, review, and answering the remaining arguments he made. Sam Shimon refuted on Mark 13:32. Drake admitted to being an Arian Nazarene Jew. Drake Shelton only has Drake does have a distant ancestor who was a Ashkenazi. Not sure how many generations back. He's mostly British. He claims to be a semi-Aryan Judaizer. Yeah, that's it. There we go. The vocal Maloney debate. I'll take a look. Is Maloney an atheist? He's got the hat. He's got the hat like the, what do you call those kind of hats? Those short hats that most atheists wear. I noticed he was wearing that type of hat, so I'm guessing that he is atheist.
Right, so I'm going to do a review of the debate with vocab and directly answer all the things that I did not have a chance to answer in the debate due to time constraints, and just being overwhelmed at the deflection and cringe of vocab. I couldn't take any more that night. Again, like I said, I'll do another debate with him if he wants, but I could probably only stand that stuff for about 2 hours at a time. All right, the first argument that he makes that I didn't answer is in 1 Corinthians chapter 5, Paul doesn't call for the death penalty of a man here that's guilty of incest. And if you look here, it is reported commonly that there is fornication among you, and such fornication as is not so much as named among the Gentiles that one should have his father's wife. That's explicitly stated in Leviticus 18 as being a definition of incest. And again, show me in the New Testament vocab where having sex with your father's wife is forbidden. It's not in the New Testament. Paul is operating off of Leviticus 18. He's saying it's morally wrong for this man to do this. Why? Because of what Leviticus 18 says. The New Testament does not have to reiterate things the Mosaic Law already dealt with. The reason why you don't have these detailed lists of what is wrong.
Dude, you try to go out of your way to talk about the nature and person distinction. And then you turn around and use Darwin's theory of origin of species to prove that Neoplatonism is wrong. You actually refute yourself on your own bullshit slippery slope arguments. You're a complete slippery slope fallacy, Drake. When are you going to finally realize that you're going to hell over this crap? Yourself on. You're literally going to hell.
We're going to answer the question, what is
You're a complete slippery slope fallacy, Drake. When are you going to finally realize that you're going to hell over this crap. Yeah, exactly, dude. This guy, Drake, is going to go to hell. Not that I care. Not that I really don't care. I'm just stating a fact. That's really all. Smarttober will prevail.
Why would I record you? You walk up to my table telling me I'm recording you for what? Am I not sitting there waiting for...
Well, it looks like Stoic's live. 3-4 is going to go live in 30 minutes. But yeah. I don't want to see that. Fuck that shit, dude. Fuck this shit. What is this perverted crap that these people have in their minds? I tell you what, I'm going to go into Discord and I guess we could take some calls or something. Repent, for the time is night. Dude, what is this stuff that Toxic keeps sending me? Dude, I'm not responding to none of this wild-ass schizoid shit, bro. I tell you what, if any of you guys want to come in and talk before I end the stream, we'll go ahead and talk for a little while. I really don't want to talk much about Axel or Shaggy. I'm just not interested in that. I really have just... Dude, I've had my full of it. It goes nowhere. Oh, just... Darn. This... Dude, what is this stuff? Dude, you're a weirdo. Toxic Angel is just... I don't know how to respond to his shit, bro. Oh, man, what a cope. It looks like I'm losing some of my audience. It's the video right under this one. It's like 1 hour, but don't have to watch it all. You know, I did Spyro the Dragon last year on a stream. Holy cannoli. That's some Mormon stuff about the law of consecration, the holy orders, and polygamous marriages. But I think my audience here is really tired of Mormonism, so I'm not going to talk about it. Gibby Studio. The worst programming language ever. Oh, did you guys hear that in Italy, an extreme far-right politician was elected? But the only problem about that is that it's a woman. These left-leaning news outlets always do this kind of stuff. But yeah, her name is Giorgia Meloni.
last time Italy was led by a far-right politician, it was World War II, and his name was Benito Mussolini. Well, this is Giorgia Meloni. She will be the next far-right politician to lead the country. Here she is shortly after clinching victory today. The 45-year-old will also be the first woman to hold the position. Meloni co-founded the ultra-conservative Brothers of Italy party. That was in 2006. The party known for its anti-immigration policies in opposition to the European Union. And as Italy continues to see tens of thousands of migrants enter the country by boat each year, analysts say Meloni is likely to make major changes to immigration policies. Meloni's party won more than 40% of the votes across the country, according to the Italian Interior Ministry.
All right, so that seems pretty base to me, actually. Whoa. In poll, all right, so what is the results of the poll? All right, 5 votes. Okay, well, everybody wants me to keep streaming. Looks like everybody wants me to keep streaming until he starts his stream.
Haïti 18 février 2022. Actuellement, la madame moi 6 mois en cette Haïti.
These men have traveled for 4 months through several countries before finally arriving at the US-Mexico border. We're not showing their faces, we're using their names.
Is everyone leaving behind families, loved ones?
Oui.
They are presenting themselves to border authorities and officially seeking asylum through Niger. Almost 2 million migrants have been expelled since it went into effect. Right-wing pundits and media personalities are capitalizing on the Biden administration's attempts to lift Title 42.
They're going to make a run on our border when Title 42 expires like we've never seen before.
Title 42 is functionally gone already at the border. My colleagues who've been to the reporter have reported back to me that down there...
Well, look at this dude. 10 years ago, this illegal immigration stuff finally stopped. And now it's happening again. And now Haitians, Nicaraguans, Panamanians, El Salvadorians, Colombians, Venezuelans are all trying to jump over the border, get into America, get into Texas. It's just so fucked up. They really do want to race mix.
They want to get ahead of the expected flow and flood and tidal wave, and so they're just waving these folks in.
Biden's plans to get rid of Title 42 furthers the argument to some conservatives that Democrats are systematically trying to replace them.
You can't just replace the electorate because you didn't like the last election outcomes. That would be the definition of undermining democracy, changing the voters.
Once relegated to white supremacist chat rooms, what's known as the Great Replacement theory is now mainstream, regularly pushed by popular conservatives who claim that white Americans are literally being replaced. And this message is resonating. A poll from April 2022 found that 7 in 10 Republicans believe, to some extent, that progressives are trying to replace conservative white voters. The Buffalo shooter referenced Great Replacement repeatedly in his 180-page manifesto. Another domestic terrorist who killed 23 people in an El Paso Walmart also pointed to a so-called Hispanic invasion of Texas to justify his attacks. Even though El Paso is nearly 83%...
And by the way, they always fly a Mexican flag. They always have a Mexican flag. These are people that don't want to assimilate. Like, even 30 years ago, most Mexicans coming into Texas wanted to assimilate. None of these people want to assimilate.
Latino and is overwhelmingly Democratic, conservative politicians have started to make inroads in this blue bubble.
Your safety begins where this fence ends.
Irene Armendariz Jackson is running against one-term Democratic incumbent representative Veronica Escolar, who's distanced herself the border candidate.
We just followed 4 buses. They're full of illegals. America, wake up. We have an invasion in our country.
Armendariz Jackson is first generation. Her parents immigrated from Mexico before she was born, and she's now married to a retired Border Patrol agent.
So this is the neighborhood that I live in. Very typical. You don't see a lot of people walking, but there's times where there's a lot of men walking up and down this. There's a criminal element, and they are not welcome, and they shouldn't be welcome into our country.
And how do you know that they're migrants?
It's very obvious. The way they look, the way they're dressed, it's just very obvious.
And what about that is scary to you?
They haven't been vetted. We don't know who they are. You don't let just anybody in your house. People in El Paso, especially those that have...
Ghost at Niccolo, don't forget that there's also a lot of Californians that are moving to Texas because of how much of an utter failure and travesty of a state California has become, you know? That's right. But yeah, there's also an invasion of Calis. Like, look at this. There's also this mess, too.
Honey, someone's going to the house. Someone's going to the house. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Oh, you called Pops. Somebody called Pops.
We're recording you.
No. It's okay. I'm just your neighbor. Coming by to say howdy.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, we're not used to people stopping by to say howdy without assaulting us first, robbing us, or defecating on our lawn.
Sometimes all 3.
The trifecta. We're from Los Angeles.
Just moved to Texas.
I figured.
Oh, the California plates?
Oh, yeah, the masks. Inside your own house. No one else around. 2022.
We just want to be extra safe.
We feel naked without masks.
We'll probably wear them for the rest of our lives.
We'll be buried in them.
Okay. Well, you seem like a lovely couple. Like I said, I just wanted to drop by and welcome you to the neighborhood.
Why? Do you want something?
Oh, no. I think he's being friendly. People around here are friendly, like we've seen in the movies, right?
I thought that was just make-believe, like superheroes or...
Notice how flat her chest is. Wait a second here. Look at how flat her chest is. I think that's a tranny.
Believe, like superheroes or families that go to church.
No, that's a myth. This is real life.
So, I live in that house over yonder. Name's Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. I'm Tiffany, she, her.
And I'm Steve, he, him.
What are your pronouns?
I don't believe in pronouns. I think they're reductive. In fact, just your asking about it is a microaggression.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. I'm just messing with you. I like all pronouns. My favorite is you.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Exactly. So, if you need anything, just holler. My wife and I'd be happy to help.
Baby, he has a gun.
Oh, you called the cops.
I'm recording you.
No.
Recording.
It's okay. It's okay. Just my sidearm. Everybody here has a gun.
Sorry. We don't really...
Open carry, bitches. Open carry.
Like guns, there's a lot of crime where we're from.
I understand. There's not a lot of crime here.
Why?
Because everybody here has a gun.
I don't get it.
You get used to it.
But what if I don't want to get used to it? Guns? People walking up to your driveway without masks and without pronouns? I don't think I can live like this.
Well, if it makes you feel more at home, we just recently replaced a lot of our electrical grid with unreliable wind power.
Baby.
It helps. But honestly, I just don't think I can do this. Where's the police sirens? Where's the helicopters overhead? Where's the needles in the street? I just can't live like this. It's so hot. And the bugs are so big.
What the frick? Alright, so don't mess with Texas. The moral of the story, don't mess with Texas. I don't know. Wake Up Australia. Dinesh D'Souza. Adolf Hitler's speech, please. Shaggy is banned from Texas for calling a bomb threat on the Alamo. Well, yeah. The German-American bond never really is discussed a lot. In fact, it's practically scrolled over. It is just completely scrolled over and deflected.
der politischen Organisation. Viele von ihnen blicken nunmehr auf einen jahrelang dauernden Kampf zurück. Und der Grund dieses Leben steht heute sichtbar vor uns. Die nationalsozialistische Partei ist der Staatsorden. Ihre Führer sind heute die vor der Geschichte verantwortlichen Leiter des Deutschen Reiches. Sie, meine Amtsleiter, sind vor Gott und unserer Geschichte dafür verantwortlich, dass durch die politische Erziehung der deutschen Menschen zu einem Volk, zu einer Idee, zu einer Bildäußerung niemals wieder ein November 1918 in der deutschen Geschichte möglich wird. Was uns jahrelang als Traumbild vorschwebte, ist Wirklichkeit geworden. Das Symbol der Klasseneinigung des deutschen Volkes ist das Symbol des neuen Reiches geworden und damit Panier des deutschen Volkes. Was du und deinen Vätern ererbt hast, erhilft uns nicht zu besitzen. Der kostbarste Besitz auf dieser Welt aber ist das eigene Volk. Und für dieses Volk und um dieses Volk wollen wir ringen und wollen wir kämpfen und niemals erlahmen und niemals ermüden und niemals verzagen und niemals verzweifeln. Es lebe unsere Bewegung, es lebe unser deutsches Volk, es lebe unser deutsches Reich, Sieg Heil!
Sure, we'll do the Hammerfalls. What is this?
Sie haben früher alle gelacht, diese Juden. Sie haben
the Jews laughed. They thought it was a joke.
Das für einen Spaß gehalten. Sie lachen.
They're not laughing today.
Heute nicht mehr. Sie wissen, es ist ein blutiger.
The Council of Evil laughed.
Lacht, diese Juden. Sie haben das.
The Council of Evil thought it was a joke.
Sie wissen, es ist ein blutiger Ernst.
Now they know the gravity of the situation.
Ich möchte auf den Hinweis noch darauf, den ich schon einmal habe, dass nämlich gestützt wird, dass Juden damit seine Rolle in Europa ausgespielt haben wird. Auch eine andere Macht, die sehr gewaltig war in Deutschland, hat unterdessen die Erfahrung erleben können, dass die Nationalsozialisten.
All right, well, 3-4 is about to stream, so I guess I'll end it. I said that I would continue to stream until 3-4 starts streaming. So let's see here, waiting for 3-4 the second.
Politischen Prophezeiungen keine Frage sind. Es ist die Volksmacht, der wir all dieses Unglück verdanken. Wenn das Judentum sich etwa einbildet, einen internationalen Weltkrieg zur Ausrottung der europäischen Rassen herbeiführen zu können, dann wird das Ergebnis nicht die Ausrottung der europäischen Rassen, sondern die Ausrottung des Judentums in Europa sein. haben ihn immer als Prophet ausgelacht. Und denen, die damals lachten, lachen heute die Unschuldigen nicht mehr.
Alright, so yeah, oh, one more thing. Yeah, just one more thing. Shaggy. Yeah, the only reason why I did this was to intentionally obfuscate the truth, or to try to obfuscate Shaggy trying to report me for hate speech for alleged religious discrimination. So that's why I did that video showing all of my books of Mormon and stuff. But yeah. Anyways, I'm going to delete that. Yeah, let's just delete that. Yeah, I was concerned that Shaggy was going to report me for hate speech and religious hate crime. So I tried to obfuscate it to keep them from getting my channel taken down. So here's the song one more time. And that'll be it. Forge Gang, let's go!
Dark as the night, where the day has lost its light, when the hammer falls. When the hammer falls and it sounds through the halls, when the hammer falls, freeing treasures from the walls, when the hammer strikes and a kingdom comes to life, when the hammer pounds like the thunder underground, when the hammer falls, when the hammer falls.
So yeah, DJ Axel, I'm glad to be toxic, bro. I'm proud to be toxic. I'm glad that all my friends are toxic, that I'm toxic, that my channel's toxic. I fucking love that, dude. I'm more toxic than you could ever imagine, bro. I am so freaking toxic that you can't get me out of your mind. We won, bro. Forge Gang!